Sorority Sisters. Y'all know VH1 did something unprecedented. They didn't wait for a reunion. They had a dialogue special after 3 episodes where the women sat down and spoke about all the backlash that they've been receiving from the Black Greek community about, the show airing and all that type of stuff. And to me, they seem to raise good points. Like, I never signed up saying that I was going to represent this organization or this organization. I'm representing myself as a person, and I just so happen to be a part of this organization. Mm-hmm. So, and they were saying, look, it would be naive to think that everyone in an organization behaves a certain way at all times, and there's not going to be a stain or whatever. So they said all that. Tears were shed. They also talked about people threatening their lives. People in these organizations, people outside these organizations threatening their lives, which is, obviously not cool. But then Alpha Kappa Alpha suspended 2 of the members of the show, which is April McCrae and Joy Hammond. Her real name is Rwanda, but Joy Hammond on the show. She's the actress. You just had to put that out there. Pretty. Sorry. You get us distracted. And neither of the women have commented about it. They've just basically been posting Bible verses. And I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny that April posted her Bible verse and she highlighted it in pink and underlined it in green.
Oh my God.
But seriously, in all seriousness, I really do feel bad for them because I feel like we've all seen Greek members who behave, tragically in public. I mean, far worse than what we see. And K. Michelle is her own shining example of that. She fought on TV consistently, and she's a Delta. So it's just, but I really do think the organization was trying to prove a point. Like, we do not want you on this show.
I mean, if you're a part of an organization and there are rules and there are, guidelines that you're supposed to live by, then whatever. Like, I'm not going to speak on that. But I think the point where people were getting so out of hand that they were threatening these women's lives is really ridiculous. And it just sounds like some people don't have the maturity to handle being part of, a sorority or a fraternity. Because when you get to the point where you think that someone's life is worth your letters, then you're crossing a dangerous line. So that's all I have to say about that. But as far as the disciplinary action goes, I can't really speak on that because I'm not. Yeah, I'm not.
I don't know how to feel about the Greeks. Ever since they didn't want people wearing their letters to the protest for Eric Gardner and Mike Brown, I have so many family members who are Greek members, and I have so much love for them. I love the parties, I love of course, love the strolling, but at the same time,
that's such a big part of it. Right. I love the major component. Right. The parts I get to see.
Especially when they're accused. But on a more serious note, I understand they want to be represented in a certain way, but it's so many Greek members, many of us, watch reality television shows and they don't say anything about, them fighting or whatever, and then when it's someone on their own kind, it's hold up, no. So if you're gonna do for the groups, you have to do for the gander. That's just my opinion.
I just think that I don't really feel sorry for them. I don't think that. Did you say they got permission? They claim they got permission from their chapter?
No, definitely didn't get permission. She reached out to them beforehand and told them what she was gonna do. I don't think they said either way. I don't know, but you know what I'm saying? There's so much we don't know.
Right, yeah. So, I mean, that makes it weird. Because, I mean, if you didn't... Maybe she should have probably asked for permission beforehand to do that.
But she's acting as an individual.
But the show was about being a Black Greek.
Yeah.
And so you are representing your sorority. And they do say what exact chapter that they come from. So I think that they, maybe they thought this was going to be one thing, and maybe if one type of, a positive thing was shown where it is here are our businesses, we sorority sisters, and not consistently they squabbling and I've only.
But it's not physical, right?
It's not physical, but it's petty as hell at all times. Every moment is petty as hell, and it's just I think. And I think the backlash of it too, I think public pressure also mounts on, these organizations and on these chapters where they feel this isn't a good look at all. And then I don't know the Rwanda girl, Joy, but But I know the Lecrae person. April, right. I always think of Lecrae. She and that one Delta girl and the one with all of this, Priyanka. They are like terrible on that show. I mean, it's not a good look, and you can't really be surprised if your chapter is like, we didn't give you the permission, you just told us what we were gonna do, and we thought maybe you'd be about some real, whatever. And so they're gonna suspend her, and I mean, it's up to her what she wants to do. Maybe they suspend her so that if there is another season, she won't do it, giving her maybe the choice to back out of it instead of just, pulling whatever. I don't know their guidelines, as you said. Well, I'm not disappointed in the suspension. It kind of is what it is,
So, did y'all see this week? Felicia Rashad finally came out and spoke about the Bill Cosby rape allegations. And initially, the quote said, forget these women. This is about, this ruining this man's legacy. And then she came out on ABC and was like, no, that was a misquote. That's not what I said. And she said, what she meant to say was that this is more about destroying this man's legacy. Really, which is the same thing, just put in a nice, softer way. So she didn't say forget these women. She was like, I'm a woman myself. I would never say something like that. But at the end of the day, her focal point is on Bill Cosby's legacy that's ruined. Which is kind of still like, I don't know. I just wish that they would maybe consult someone before they issue these statements. I feel like Keisha Knight Pulliam had like the right idea in mind when she said, I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. Only 2 people know what happened. But this is the Bill Cosby that I know. And that would have been, sufficient. Because no one really can speak to it. Except for the people who are and Bill Cosby who isn't.
I think if that were the case, then I would probably just be quiet.
And I just think that the whole legacy thing, like, it's not about the legacy, it's about women having the opportunity just to really tell their story. And you're still, like you said, still diminishing it in a way, even if you're nice about it. Like, I think any woman or male, whoever is on his side, like, you can't talk about it. Like, but I do think, like, this is a very, like, focal point in how we address sexual assault and how we address victims in any type of situation, whether it be personal or something in the spotlight.
Knowing that she's so close to him from working together and all of that stuff, it's not the right thing to say publicly. Keep that in the house. Right. And have his support. If you support him, then I don't see anything wrong with calling folks and being like, I don't believe this, blah, 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 instead of getting out and saying all of this stuff. Because, I mean, it's not, like I said a long time ago, it's not going to change anything. Like, you saying this and him not saying anything and them saying this still doesn't bring any facts into the picture. Right. So there's no point in trying to be out here like, no, yes. Just support what you're going to support quietly or whatever you're going to do. But if you have, a career, if you're somebody who worked with Bill Cosby, like, I would it's just best not to try to act like you're going to jump on a soapbox and do anything. Just be quiet.
And she did make a point to say, I'm not doing this for money. People were saying, she's coming forward because it's in her best interest because, the Cosby Show is not on TV right now. And so she's losing residual checks. And she was like, I just want to let y'all know that the longer the show is on, the less money we get. And, the Cosby Show has been on since forever. So by now, that's probably like pennies. She's like, it's not about money. Which is interesting that they're saying she's doing this for money and the same thing they're saying about the rape victims. It's just like, anytime you come forward and speak, it's just, you never know how people are going to receive it. So you do have to be careful. So did y'all see this week Fox aired their new series, Empire, with Taraji P. Henson, Terrence Howard, and 50 Cent came out before the show even aired and was basically like, Empire is a copy of Power, which is a series. And I don't know, I've never seen Power.
It's good. So good. Can't wait for it to come back.
I do hear a lot of good things about it.
Amazing.
You think it's better than Empire? Oh, okay. So 50 Cent came out and said it was a copycat, and then Taraji P. Henson was like, I pay attention to dollars, I don't pay attention to cents, which was like, so she said that, and then 50 Cent came back out and was like, this Taraji P. Henson, I used to want to date this mother. So is she talking about me?
He's like, I'm gonna have to rethink that.
I'm gonna have to rethink that. So it's just like, he's silly, but I'm glad that it didn't go left because 50 Cent be calling people bitches and hoes often. So I'm happy he was at least respectful in that regard. So what y'all think about all that?
I was relieved because when I heard that she came back at him, I know how disrespectful he can get, and I'm like, I really like Taraji, and I just didn't want that to go there. So when he just kind of played it off like that, it was like, okay, you have a little bit of sense.
Right.
And I think Taraji knows that he's feeling her because she definitely clapped back like 3 times. Her hashtags had me in tears. Like she knows that she like has some hooks. So, and I also really liked like his response just because I don't know. You could tell they have like they may have type of playful history together. Just like their responses, like you've never really seen 50 like I don't know do that whole thing where like someone brings him the phone. So I don't know. I thought it was.
Yeah, it was well produced.
Yeah, like, like I don't know. I thought it was cute. I don't know. I have a soft spot for him a little bit. So
For 50 Cent?
No, he's just he's so messy. He's so vulgar. But it's just
Girl, the people
maybe
you
it's a
ride
New York
for,
City thing. I don't know.
Gotta be. 'Cause
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
I didn't like that he has a dog named Oprah. I didn't like that. But you know.
Laura, what the hell?
No,
Right. Where we went over there.
Of all the crazy ass things 50 Cent has said, you talking about the dog named Oprah.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I didn't like because that's
But
Mother
this dude
Oprah.
stay out here
That's Mother
disrespectful.
Oprah.
Okay,
I'm gonna bring it back real quick.
bring it back. Please. Laura, you stay left.
Bring the car back on the road. So I think that the way she responded was very clever, and I think comical in a way because I think she knew like anybody that knows 50 Cent knows he's grasping for straws at this point, like for attention. And even though he makes all this money and has all these business things, in like popular culture, really, people aren't really checking for him like they used to. So he picks these little whatever, he says these little things. So she's like, I check for dollars, not cents. And he comes back in his light way because he knows that he was tripping anyway. I mean, you didn't even give the show the chance. You haven't seen it. You're just talking about the marketing strategy and basically call it a copycat. And then tried to pass that on to all of your followers or whatever to start believing too when they hadn't seen nothing. So it was all petty to begin with. And to me, honestly, like, both shows are just okay. Like, I know you love Power and everything, and Power's okay, but there are parts of it.
But I'm here to tell you, it's just okay.
Right, but there are parts of it where it's like, the acting is like poor.
It gets weak sometimes, but overall it's a good
Right,
series.
but he's good. Amari's good. Empire is okay as well. Taraji's great. Terrence is great. But I'm not writing for either one of these shows like that hardcore. They're just kind of okay to me. So yeah, but I'm glad that people gave Empire a chance. I have a feeling that it did well. I don't know the numbers, obviously, but because a lot of people were talking about it. And so instead of just listening to 50 or just being like, drama, and like walking away from it, it seems like a lot of people tried. So either way, I'm sure Fox was like, yes. So that's good.